this is the city. They call it Liberty City, on account of all the number of cigar factories once found throughout it. It was a name meant to bring to mind sophistication, elegance, and prosperity. Not any longer. Now it is a cesspool of vice and corruption controlled by the families of organized crime. But it's my city, and I do what I can to make it safe for decent folks to live in. My name is Holiday, Dick Holiday. I'm a private detective, not by choice but by necessity. I own a small investigation service on the west side of the city called Liberty Shield Investigations. One warm summer morning, a beautiful, leggy brunette came to see me. Her name was Scarlet Lipschitz.
Are you busy, Dick?
Swamp, sweetheart. Why do you ask?
There's a woman here to see you?
How does she look?
Rich.
Just my type.
What do you mean?
One who can pay. Give me the lowdown, Angel.
Well, she just came back from a funeral, pulled out of a big old Rolls. And she had the biggest rock I have ever seen. But I wouldn't mind a small rock, Dick.
You did great to the end, Angel.
You can't blame a girl for trying, Dick. Shall I send her in?
Might as well.
Mr. Holiday, I'm Scarlet Lipschitz.
Have a seat.
Can I get you anything, Miss Lipschitz? Coffee, tea, perhaps a longer skirt?
Mr. Holiday, this is a private matter.
Understand that, Miss Lipschitz? However, Anita is the very soul of discretion. Not only is she good with numbers, she's a marvel with shorthand.
Really? Then where's her notepad?
Right here, honey.
If you say she's all right.
She's all right. Now, Miss Lipschitz.
Scarlet. Call me Scarlet. Miss Lipschitz makes me feel old.
All right, Scarlet. What can I do for you?
Mr. Holiday?
Dick. Please, if we're gonna be informal.
All right, Dick. I wish to hire you.
I didn't think you came here to swap recipes, Scarlet.
I don't think I like your attitude, Dick.
Nobody does. What's your problem?
My problem, Dick, is murder.
Who's been murdered?
My husband. We buried him today. I came here straight from the funeral.
You have my condolences.
Thank you. May I have a drink?
Sure, baby.
I must confess, I'm not just here for murder. I'm also here because my cheesecake has also been stolen.
If you suspect your cheesecake was stolen and your husband murdered, why haven't you gone to the cops?
I've already gone to the police, Miss...
Chase. Anita Chase.
Miss Chase, I didn't like the attitude of the detective in charge of my case.
Who's the detective in the need of an attitude adjustment?
Detective Brock Shields.
Ah, the Prince of the Investigation Bureau.
You know him?
You could say they have a love-hate relationship.
He loves to hate me, and I love to be hated. What did the Detective Shields have to say?
He asked me if I had any reason to kill my husband, but I didn't. I loved my cheesecake and my husband.
I'm sure you did, Scarlet. Give me the dope on the cheesecake and your husband.
My cheesecake was made by Peter Pumpkin Lipschitz of Lipschitz Cake Boutique.
The one on the west side?
Yes, he owned it, and now I own it.
Never heard of it.
The other night, I wanted to surprise Peter for dinner at his office, and I heard him arguing with another bakery owner, a woman named Delphine Rathbone. She's Peter's only real competition in the city. She owns a second-rate bakery over on South Main.
And you think she killed your Peter?
I think she could have. From what I heard, she owed Peter some money, and Peter refused to take her money, so she said she was through, and that if he tried to take her bakery away, she would kill him.
It's a confession of guilt if I ever heard one.
The next day, Detective Shields called me and said that Peter's secretary had went into his office to put a file on his desk, and that's when she found Peter slumped on his desk in a pool of his own blood. And right beside him was a piece of my cheesecake.
What can you tell me about this Delphine Rathbone?
She's a queer bird, an odd duck, a little cuckoo.
I get the picture. I'll bring some birdseed.
So you'll take the case?
Sure, baby. I'll do what I can.
So, what's your fee?
$50 a day, plus expenses. You can give the retainer to Anita.
Bill me.
Now that's a woman.
What does that make me? Chopped liver?
More like chop steak. Grade A chop steak.
I'm not sure I like to be referred to as a piece of meat, Dick.
You started it, Angel. Let's find out what this Delphine Rathbone knows. Get a number and get her on the phone.
I'm on it.
Anita put the call into Delphine Rathbone, and the next day she came into the office. Delphine was indeed a strange duck.
Excuse me, darling.
Oh, do you make a habit of scaring people half to death?
Well, the door was wide open.
How may I help you, ma'am?
I received a phone call and someone wanted to speak to me about the late Peter Lipschwitz. He wanted to talk about the business I had with him.
That would be me.
Oh, hello, Scrumptious.
Forget it, Miss Rathbone. You're not my type.
Oh, that's a shame, because you're just my type.
What type would that be?
A man?
Would you like to have a seat, Miss Rathbone? Can I get you anything?
Yes, a drink would be lovely. Preferably something with a little bit of a bite.
I need 2 scotches.
So, what is it you would like, Mr. Holiday?
I wanted to talk to you about the late Peter Lipschitz.
Yes, he's dead, isn't he?
Murdered, Toots. Some say you might have something to do with it.
What reason would I have?
You didn't like him much, did you?
Well, I don't think anybody liked him much.
That might be, but you were heard threatening him, weren't you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He threatened to take your bakery. And when he did, you threatened to kill him. And the next day, he ends up dead in his office. Explain that.
You have to admit that makes me look suspicious. Put your hands up!
All right, easy, baby.
A gun, Delphine?
Yes, that is correct. I said get your hands up! Mr. Holiday! I don't know who you're working for, but I'm through running numbers.
I hate guns.
You're hurting me!
I'll do more than that. Miss Rathbone, if you don't start giving me some answers.
Yes, as long as you don't hurt me.
I'm listening. What did you mean when you said you were through running numbers?
I owned a bakery, but I owed the bank some payments, and they were threatening to foreclose my bakery, so, well, I went to Peter. We were lovers once upon a time, and, well, he said that he'd give me the money if I agreed to run some numbers for him. So I did, and when I went to pay him back the money, he just kept putting up the interest. 10%, 20%, 30%.
The bakery meant that much to you?
Well, it meant everything to me. It's my whole life. If I lost the bakery, I would lose everything. So So I said I would stop running numbers for him, and then I had threats from other crime bosses saying if I stopped running those numbers, they would take the bakery away from me.
Which other crime bosses?
Frankie Falcone, and Chizzini.
Who else do you think would want Peter Lipschitz dead?
Well, rubella fever. It's the sister of Scarlet. She's a cakeist as well. A terrible cakeist at that. And, well, she also had an affair with Mr. Lipschitz.
I guess this Peter Lipschitz was no angel.
No angel at all.
I'm looking for Delphine Rathbone.
That's me, darling.
Brock Shields. Liberty City Intelligence Bureau.
A cop?
You got a problem with cops, lady?
No, I love a man in a uniform. And out of one.
It's good to see you, Brock. Dick, cut that crap. You know I'm no happier to be here than you are to see me. What's your interest in this Fruit Loop?
She's helping me get cultured.
Cultured? As of now, you're gonna have to get your culture somewhere else. Miss Rathbone, she's out of business.
Since when does the Bureau investigate murders?
Anything under organized crime is under the jurisdiction of the Intelligence Bureau. Their holiday. Okay. Peter Lipschitz was running a numbers bracket, and Miss Rathbone here was running numbers for him.
What do you got on Miss Rathbone here? My client would like to know.
Client? Who the hell would hire you? I should arrest them for poor judgment. Who's your client?
You know I can't tell who my client is, okay?
Holiday, you want a bone here? I'm gonna throw you a big doggy biscuit, okay? Miss Rathbone here, we got an anonymous phone tip that she was talking to Peter Lipschitz
Peter Lipschitz?
and said that she was gonna kill him.
I didn't kill him, darling. That night I received a phone call from Peter's secretary telling me that he wanted to meet me. When I went to his office, I found him dead, and before I could do anything, someone hit me over the head, and when I woke up, the gun was in my hand.
Come on, Brock, can't you see this is a setup?
Tell it to the judge, lady. We all know you did it. You're under arrest for the murder of Peter Lipschitz.
Come on.
Get up! Get out of the chair. Let's go. Don't hesitate.
Now what, Dick? We lost our only lead.
Not our only lead.
What do you think, rubella fever?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Get it to the office. I want to talk to her.
Late night, Dick?
Sure was.
Miss Rubella Fever's here to see you.
What does she look like?
Scared? She looks like a caged animal, pacing the floor like she doesn't know what to do with herself. Should I send her in?
Yeah, send her in.
Rubella Fever?
Mr. Holiday, you need to help me.
Rubella Fever was a gentle beauty with soft eyes who exuded a kind heart, but a naive spirit, who gave off a sensuality of her own.
Easy, doll, relax. Would you like a drink?
Please.
Now, what seems to be the problem?
I think I'm being followed.
By whom?
He's tall, black hat. He's right outside your door.
You sure you've never seen him before?
I'm sure, Dick.
Anita, can you go outside and see if he's still there?
Well, I'm on it.
You're the private detective. Can't you just shoot him?
I don't carry guns, sweetheart.
A tough guy like you doesn't carry a gun? I don't know any private dicks that don't carry guns. There's gotta be a reason. Why are you so interested in my work anyway?
None. I have no interest. I just wanted you to come here and talk about Mr. Lipschitz.
What do you know about Peter and me?
It's what I do. I ask the questions.
Well, I'd rather know a little bit more about you.
There's not much to tell, really. Now, what do you know about Peter?
What about him? He's dead.
Murdered.
Peter was a pig! He promised me a showing in his bakery, and then he called my work amateur at best. He discarded me like a cheap whore. If you ask me, I would have killed him.
Did you kill him?
No! But isn't that for you to find out?
What about his wife, your sister, Scarlett?
Half-sister.
What do you know about her?
More than I should. Peter was in control of the numbers racket, but really it was Scarlett. She even had a bodyguard protecting her to do whatever she wanted.
You know about the numbers racket Peter was running?
I do. I'm a little surprised that you do.
Did Scarlett know about the two of you?
God, no! If Scarlett knew about me, she'd kill me. If she finds out, she will kill me.
Why?
Because of what I know.
More than likely you were just the flavor of the month. Somebody he would just discard.
I know too much. I know that she was running the numbers racket for Peter. I know that she has all the control. She even has some guy working for her.
Who's he?
Some guy named Falcone. I don't know him well, but I know that he works for her and he would do anything for her, even murder Peter. Peter really didn't like him and he would have killed him. I know he would have, but maybe Falcone got to him first.
You've been a lot of help, Miss Fever. Let me show you to the door.
But what about my shadow?
Anita, can you go and see if that guy's still out there?
You got it, boss.
Looking for someone, Gunzel? She's not coming out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The dame? You followed her here?
Cut the crap. Tell me where the bird is, Seamus.
She's gone. Now, I'm gonna ask you again. Why are you following her?
I represent someone who has a score to settle with her.
Who's that?
You ask a lot of questions, Seamus.
Occupational hazard.
Sticking your nose where it don't belong could be very hazardous.
I can take care of myself. Plus, you don't look all that tough to me.
You don't know me. My boss wants you dead, you're dead. And I'm the guy to do it. I'll tell you what. You tell me where the broad is, I'll put in a good word with my boss.
Here's my answer. Take that to your boss.
You made a big mistake, Flatfoot!
I make a lot of them. Now scram, lug!
I'm leaving. But I'll be back.
I wouldn't advise that. Next time you'll have to be carried away.
We'll see who walks away next time. I'll be back and you can count on it!
Get moving. Care to join me for a drink, sweetheart?
Make mine a double. Did you learn anything from Miss Fever?
Quite a bit, actually. In the midst of our conversation, she ended up mentioning Frankie Falcone.
The same guy that threatened Delphine?
That's the one. The two of them never got along.
Do you think he might have killed Peter?
Hard to say, Angel. I'll know more when their friend from the Intelligence Bureau gets here.
What makes you think he's coming?
Because I called him.
Holiday!
Speak of the devil.
You better have a damn good reason for calling me here, Holiday.
Detective Shields, always a pleasure.
Let me tell you, the feeling isn't mutual.
I'm not such a bad guy once you get to know me.
I don't want to get to know you, Holiday. You're wasting my time. What do you want?
What does the Intelligence Bureau know about Frankie Falcone?
Frankie Falcone? What's your interest in Frankie Falcone?
I'm making up my Christmas card list.
Listen to me, Holiday. Frankie Falcone is no one to be messed with.
Who is he?
He's a killer. He was a high-priced hitman for Eduardo Cenzini. Any undercover cop that used to try and get close to him ended up pushing up daisies.
Careful, Brock. Dick might think you're worried about him.
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I don't give a damn about him. If he wants to tangle Falcone, he could do whatever he wants. As long as his will is up to date.
I'll take it under advisement.
Here's something else you should take under advisement. There's a new bangtail in this race for numbers.
So you don't say. What's the deal?
The stool pigeon Tommy the Mango said they're calling her the Woman of 40.
The woman of 40.
Yes, the Woman of 40. We don't know who she is, but she's planning on taking Chizini down. They say she has a lot of heat and she's coming heavy. All I gotta say to you is, remember to update your will.
Like I said, I'll take it under advisement.
Sure you will, Holiday. Sure you will. Thanks for the drink, Holiday. It's your funeral. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, if it isn't Dick Holliday, mediocre private detective, and Anita Chase. That name is fitting, isn't it? As all you do is chase him around, hoping you'll get that sparkler on that finger. Won't you come in? Madame, Mr. Holliday, and his guest Anita Chase. As you may know, this is your host, LomaLicious. A socialite drunk who lives in La La Land, and as long as she has her booze, gambling, expensive clothes, and social events.
Oh, hello, darling. Thank you, Duncan. Now, please get us some drinks. Welcome, Mr. Holliday and
Anita Chase.
well, aren't you a treasure? It's a pleasure to meet you both. Would you guys like to come in and have some drinks?
You look familiar. Have we met?
No, madame.
Madame, Miss Rubella Fever.
Oh, hello, darling. Aren't you a delight? Please, come have a drink.
Yes.
Donka, darling, get the sweet child a drink. Rubella, darling, I'm sure you know Miss Chase.
Actually, I don't seem to recall. I don't seem to recall anything. I think I might be suffering from a bout of amnesia.
Somebody get this lady to the couch.
Madame, Mr. Falcone, and Mr. Santoro.
So this was Falcone. Is he working with the brainchild behind this cockamamie dinner party? I know I have to play things cool. I can't just seem like a simple flatfoot to these hard-boiled punks. I have to play it cool.
Well, if it ain't the great Dick Holliday and his girl Friday. Ain't you a sight for sore eyes, Miss Chase? I don't know how you do it, Dick, getting a grade A chopstick like this one.
Call girls turn you down, Falcone? No prime rib on the menu?
Shut your pie hole. Who invited you anyway?
Whoa, easy, Rocco. Cool your beans. How'd you get an invite to this party anyway, Seamus? You're lucky there's ladies present. Fill you full of lead.
Yeah, see?
You dumb mug, shut your gums, and you get your hands off that marble before I shove that smoke down your mush. And tell your boy, the next time he messes with one of my clients, he'll be hearing more than chin music. I'll be giving him the Broderick.
Broderick, you say? What's that? You got some smarts up there? You know, smart guys don't mess with guys like me. You know why they don't mess with guys like me? Because they got enough smarts not to.
Madame, Mr. Chizini, and Tommy Galante. Miss Rathbone.
Oh, introduce me as requested, darling.
Forgive me, Madame. Introducing Delphine Rathbone, a cakeist, entrepreneur, fallen starlet, A woman of ill repute, a desperate kitten, known to tip a few men in her lifetime.
Hello, Dunca. You still a crabby Betsy with a chip on your shoulder? Need to get some plumbing done on those pipes before they get rusted up. That'll put a smile on your face. Well, aren't you gonna invite me in?
Miss Scarlett, it's always a pleasure to see you. Won't you come in? We don't want you getting a chill now, would we? May I take your fur?
No can do, doll. I need to stay warm in this ice bucket.
Madame, Miss Scarlett Lipschitz.
Don't all get up on account of me.
Darling, come have a drink. Buttersworth? Get Miss Scarlett a drink.
I see everyone's here tonight. Surprised to see you here, Dick. You in cahoots with these droppers now? Thank you.
Nope. Just a hard-working dick. Trying to help a pretty lady.
This is the dining room. Not just any dining room, but the dining room. Is this where everyone's fate will be sealed? If we make it through dinner to find out, I'm gonna crack this case.
Take that out of your mouth. We're about to have dinner.
Dinner is served.
Red or white, ma'am?
Red, darling.
Before we start dinner, we need to clarify something before we eat. We are all invited for one reason and one reason only. Do you know who invited us? I don't. Take a look around the room. Did you all receive a letter with your invitation?
Why, yes. Did you receive one?
I did. It was quite peculiar.
I also seem to recall getting something. It was a letter. I believe. Ah, yes. Dear Miss Fever, your presence has been requested at the Lipschitz Mansion on the 13th of October. It is vital you attend. A driver will arrive to pick you up at 5 p.m. sharp. Please bring this letter and the contents of this package. You may need it. Sincerely, the woman of 40. I don't understand.
I also received a similar letter and gift. Did everyone bring their package?
I brought my package, sweet cheeks.
I also received a letter, but I thought it was just orphan paper.
It was no orphan paper. It was a package. I got it right here. It's chocolate.
What's the big idea? We're gonna play house, bake a cake?
Oh, good. I'm starving, darling.
So Peter Pumpkin Lipschitz wasn't just a big man in the dairy produce, and he wasn't working alone. I'm gonna crab this out and solve this mystery.
You alright?
I'm not the only one who didn't bring a package to this party. Before I tell you who I think threw this little shindig and who the woman of 40 is, I have a question for each one of you. Miss Veronica Pumpkin, sister to the deceased Peter Pumpkin. You were jealous of him, weren't you? You know, your brother owning the family business, the one you thought you would take over? Instead, spending nights gambling, getting drunk. Your brother helped you out quite a bit, didn't he?
Yes, darling, but...
But he cut you off, and that made you angry. Angry enough to kill him?
I would love my brother. I would never kill him.
She would never kill Peter. At least I think she wouldn't.
How would you know, Miss Fever? Half-sister to Scarlet, living in her shadow? Does she know that you slept with Peter?
Us? We did?
Yes, doll. And might I say, he left you for her. Is that motive enough to kill him?
I don't think so. I wouldn't. I didn't.
Oh, Dick, this girl wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, if anyone had a reason to kill Peter, it would be me. But the police have cleared me of all of that. And because I didn't do it.
You are one strange bird, Miss Delphine.
Oh, you.
You had an affair with a married man who you owed a great deal of money to. He was going to take your bakery. If that's not means and motive, I don't know what is. If anyone's going to be pinned on this, it should be you. But my gut tells me different.
Rob, you saw, right? Look at you, Seamus. You ain't never gonna crack this case. You're just wasting our time. Delphine here ain't no killer.
Is that a confession, Falcone?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's the grift here, Seamus? I didn't have no beef with Peter LomaLicious. None of us did. Right, boys?
Yeah.
Sure, he ran numbers, but he kept the business going. Nobody wanted to see him dead, especially me.
Yeah, you sure about that, boss?
Shut your trap.
Hey, boys, we're professionals here.
Yeah, we're professionals.
There's only one person here I haven't addressed yet. And only one person who didn't bring their package. Scarlet Fever.
I brought a package. Here's my little package! You're good, Dick. Real good. You all think this woman of 40 was some story coming from the alleys? It ain't no story. I am the woman of 40. And that's right. I killed Peter. I was tired of his loose women and loose drinking and his loose spending his dough and tired of his trips for biscuits. But I have the biscuits to run the business. He was getting careless. Put on that apron, Dick. It'll look good on you. Now what you're gonna do for me? What you're gonna do for me tonight is give me a little present. You're all gonna bake me a cake. A cheesecake. And I'm gonna eat it. Your time's up, Chizini. Your cake is baked. Sit down, everybody, sit down! Now I'm gonna leave here, and you all are gonna give me my goodbye present. Now get to baking!
Not so fast. Brock Shields, you're under arrest.
I knew I recognized him. That's Brock Shields.
Yes, sweetheart. We've been working together this whole time.
That's right, boys. Officer Donker Pretzel at your service. Take him away.
Good job, Dick. We've been looking for this lady in red for quite a while now.
I guess this is goodbye, Dick. My numbers are up, huh?
Should have chose better numbers, sweetheart.
Just don't hate me because I'm 40.
Frankly, Scarlet, I don't care.
Damn! You got 40 years to think about it. Now let's go.
This is the city. They call it Liberty City. It was a name meant to bring to mind sophistication, elegance, and prosperity. It's my city and I do what I can to make it safe for decent folks to live in. My name is Holiday. Dick Holiday. I'm a private detective. Not by choice, but by necessity.
Come on, sweetheart. Let's go get some cheesecake.